So, it is Christmas Eve, December 24th. I have come to Byberg Beach to make a short little vlog before I go back home and start preparing Christmas dinner. And today I'm continuing my quest for finding the best vlogging setup for walks like this. And I'm shooting handheld with a Canon R8 using the tiny little 16mm f2.8 lens. Shooting in 4K, 25 frames per second, C-Log 3 color profile. After testing both the R6 Mark II and this R8, I think I've come to the conclusion that the R8 is actually better when it comes to handheld vlogging on a wide angle lens, and that actually comes down to the lack of IBIS in the R8, and that makes the problem I have had on the R6 Mark II with the IBIS wobble disappear. I'm using the electronic image stabilization on the first setting, the on setting. I'm not using the enhanced mode because it crops in a bit too much even for this wide angle lens. And I've attached the camera to a tiny little Gorilla tripod so that I can keep the camera a little further away. There's one problem I have with this lens is the very tiny lens diameter. It's only 43mm, and I don't have a good enough ND filter for this lens. Just have a very cheap lens ND filter that I bought off Temu. So when I stop down the ND, I notice that I get these dark corners on the footage. So I think I actually prefer the 28mm that I was shooting with yesterday. And I think actually I want to change to the 28mm now, and just when I walk back to the car I will just make a comparison video from this lens to the 28. So this is the 28mm So even though it is a more narrow lens for selfie vlogging, I feel that it is much sharper, and it has it is a wider diameter on the lens. It's a 55 millimeter, and I have a step-up ring so that I can use my 67 millimeter KNF ND filter, which is a much better filter, higher quality. The electronic image stabilization is now set to enhanced mode. So now I'm back at just a normal mode for electronic image stabilization. This is the setting I actually do prefer because it doesn't crop in that much. So this is my dilemma. I bought both the Canon R8 and the R6 Mark II used. I found some really good bargains on both of the cameras, and my plan was to test them both out and decide which camera to keep and which to sell. And the first times I was out making photos with the Canon R6 Mark II, I was very impressed, and I thought, okay, this is the one I want to keep. But I'm also a hobby videographer, and I started noticing the annoying problem with the ibis wobble on the R6, and but I kept pushing. I kept testing different lenses. I tried to use a gimbal, but I find when I'm using the gimbal on the R6, it is a quite heavy setup, so I still haven't decided. Still have both cameras, and my plan was, because of the very cheap price I acquired both cameras, I was gonna make some money on the camera that I decided to sell. The R8 is a great camera. I love the compact size, especially when I'm using this 28mm lens. But when I go out to make pictures, I prefer the bulkiness of the R6, and also the IBIS is very great for low light photography. The R8 is also a very good video camera, as long as I keep the camera still. If I put it on a tripod, the footage is gorgeous, really nice, and for walking vlogs, even this setup with the R8 is a bit too much. I have the Pocket 3, DJI Pocket 3 camera, which is perfect for this kind of walking vlogs. So I think in the end I'm going to end up with the conclusion that I will keep the R6 and sell the R8. But it is still a difficult decision to make.